Coronation Street has officially confirmed a shocking storyline rumor. Ben Driscoll could be Steve McDonald's secret half-brother. The bombshell twist is revealed in the closing moments of Thursday's episode, when Maggie is confronted by one of Jim McDonald's old friends. After several days of strange behavior, Maggie is spooked as the day of Jim's funeral brings buried secrets back to the surface. When the mourners head back to the Rovers to raise a toast to Jim, anxious Maggie tries her best to keep a low profile. With Jim's army mates Declan and Davy among the guests, Maggie is clearly worried about potentially being recognized. Sure enough, Declan bides his time before cornering Maggie in the pub's backyard, revealing that he knows she's a woman that Jim had an affair with years ago. "You're familiar, older but familiar," Declan notes. "You were a pal of his, Jim McDonald." "Margaret, isn't it?" "My wee Maggie," he'd say. "The big secret. He was a married man. You knew that, with 2 young boys. You were awful lucky that nobody caught on." Maggie bluffs that Declan is mistaken, but he's quick to dismiss her denials. Although he promises Maggie that he won't rock the boat by exposing her secret, he makes it very clear that he isn't fooled. News of the twist first leaked out last month, when reports revealed that Jim fathered Ben during his affair with Maggie. Since then, we've seen several scenes where Maggie appeared to be acting strangely around the McDonalds. Maggie previously became unsettled over Ben's growing friendship with Steve and tried her best to keep them apart. She has also bitterly opposed the idea of her grandson Ollie dating Steve's daughter Amy Barlow, knowing that they could be secret cousins. For now, nobody else knows Maggie's messy backstory, but as she's one of the characters who could be murdered next month, could skeletons start falling out of her closet sooner rather than later? The cobbles of Weatherfield have seen countless secrets, betrayals, and dramatic revelations over the decades. But in a shocking early release episode on ITVX, viewers of Coronation Street finally witnessed one of the darkest secrets yet, the truth about Maggie Driscoll's past. For months, Maggie has appeared to be a powerful matriarch, sharp-tongued, fiercely protective of her family, and determined to keep control of everything around her. But the latest episode reveals that beneath the confident exterior lies a past stained with tragedy, guilt, and a secret she has hidden for decades. And as the truth finally emerges, it threatens to destroy everything she has built. A birthday celebration with a dark shadow. The dramatic episode begins with a seemingly joyful occasion, Maggie's 65th birthday. True to form, Maggie plans a big celebration at the Rovers. She insists the party should be unforgettable, making sure decorations are hung, drinks are flowing, and the pub is buzzing with life. Family members gather around her, including her son Ben and grandson Ollie, while friends and neighbors join the festivities. On the surface, Maggie appears delighted. She smiles, jokes, and proudly accepts birthday wishes. But viewers quickly notice something else. Behind the laughter, Maggie looks tense. Every now and then she pauses, her expression clouded by something darker. The celebrations seem to trigger memories she would rather keep buried. And before long, those memories begin to surface. The flashbacks begin. As the party continues, the episode shifts into a series of haunting flashbacks. Suddenly, viewers are transported decades into the past, to a younger Maggie living with her husband Alan and their children. At first, the scenes look ordinary, almost nostalgic. But the atmosphere quickly changes. Arguments between Maggie and Alan become increasingly intense. Their marriage is revealed to be deeply toxic, filled with resentment and constant conflict. Alan struggles with money and responsibility, while Maggie becomes increasingly frustrated and angry. Their disputes often erupt in front of their children, creating a tense and uncomfortable home environment. These flashbacks slowly build a picture of a relationship that was heading toward disaster. And then, the moment arrives that would change Maggie's life forever. The night everything changed. One evening, another fierce argument breaks out between Maggie and Alan. Their voices echo through the house as the confrontation grows more heated. Accusations are thrown back and forth. Years of frustration explode in a single moment. The fight escalates on the staircase. Alan demands control. Maggie refuses to back down. In the chaos, Maggie pushes him. It happens in an instant, a sudden shove fueled by anger and desperation. Alan loses his balance. He tumbles down the stairs. By the time he reaches the bottom, he lies motionless. The silence that follows is terrifying. Maggie stands frozen at the top of the stairs, realizing what she has done. In that moment, the truth becomes unavoidable. Maggie has caused her husband's death, a secret buried for decades. The flashback reveals that this moment was the beginning of Maggie's darkest secret. Alan's death was never publicly revealed as Maggie's fault. Somehow, the truth remained hidden. Whether through silence, fear, or carefully crafted lies, Maggie managed to keep the incident buried. Years passed. Life moved on. Eventually, Maggie arrived in Weatherfield with her family, presenting herself as a confident and commanding woman. But beneath that facade, the guilt never disappeared. The memory of that night has haunted her ever since. And the early ITVX episode makes one thing clear: the secret is still capable of destroying her life. Why the secret matters now. The revelation doesn't just add a shocking twist to Maggie's story. It also explains many aspects of her behavior. Her controlling nature, her fierce protection of her family, her constant need to keep everyone close and under control. These traits suddenly make more sense when viewed through the lens of her past. Maggie has spent decades trying to maintain order in her life, perhaps because she knows how quickly everything can fall apart. But secrets have a way of resurfacing. And in Weatherfield, nothing stays hidden forever. A dangerous future for Maggie. Now that viewers know the truth, the big question becomes, will anyone else discover it? The flashback suggests that at least one of Maggie's children may have witnessed the moment when Alan fell down the stairs. If that memory ever resurfaces, Maggie's carefully constructed life could unravel overnight. And with tensions already high within the Driscoll family, it might not take much for the truth to explode into the open. If the secret is revealed publicly, Maggie could face devastating consequences, both legally and emotionally. Her family might see her differently. Her authority within the household could collapse. And the woman who has always controlled everything might finally lose control. A character with layers. One reason this storyline has captivated fans is the complexity it adds to Maggie as a character. Before this revelation, she was often portrayed as intimidating or manipulative. But the flashbacks show a different side. A younger Maggie trapped in a difficult marriage. A woman pushed to her limits by constant conflict. A moment of anger that spiraled into tragedy. While the act itself is shocking, the story also explores the emotional aftermath, the decades of guilt, fear, and secrecy that followed. It transforms Maggie from a simple antagonist into one of the most layered characters currently on the street. The beginning of a bigger story. Soap fans know that major revelations rarely happen without consequences. And Maggie's secret is unlikely to stay hidden for long. Future episodes may explore questions such as, did anyone witness Alan's fall? Could evidence from the past resurface? Will Maggie confess before someone else exposes her? Each possibility carries huge dramatic potential. And with Maggie already under pressure from family conflicts and pub drama, the timing couldn't be worse for her secret to emerge. Weatherfield's next big scandal? If Maggie's past becomes public knowledge, it could trigger one of the biggest scandals Weatherfield has seen in years. Families could be divided. Trust could be shattered. And Maggie's role in the community could change forever. But for now, the secret remains known only to viewers. As the party continues in the present day, Maggie smiles and raises a glass with her family, pretending everything is normal. Yet the audience now understands the truth. Behind the confident grin stands a woman who has carried a deadly secret for decades. And sooner or later, secrets like that always find their way back to the surface. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Coronation Street Update 24.